you think is hell-bent on being a successful story in the second half? Everson definitely is that to me.
No doubt. Three of us were on the field for Eagles-Jags in London. Nate had left us so we could go argue with Boomer Esiason, but the three of us were there.
Right?
And we're sitting there, and I'm watching a guy, a big, tall, red-headed quarterback with an AO1 T-shirt in the warm-ups. Carson Wentz was humming it, just humming the thing. We talked the whole offseason, how's the knee, how's the arm? And then he goes out there and made some stupid, crazy plays against Jacksonville. I think he looks incredible. I think he just got Golden Tate, who is incredible. And who does he have this weekend on the Sunday night game with Alan Chris on the call? The Dallas Cowboys at Lincoln Financial Field. You know, it's all Goff and Mahomes, and those guys are fantastic. Watch Carson Wentz make a run, not into the playoffs, but to the MVP conversation. Watch. He's ready.
All right, I'm going to go with the quarterback. Blake Bortles has been up and down.
What do you got? Blake played well in that game, too.
He's been up and down, right? He did.
Okay.
Last season, of course, I was very high on Blake Bortles. I was very high on the Jags. This season, not so much, right? They started decent, I think 3-1, and then they dropped 4 in a row. And now they're sitting there, and everybody's thinking, are the Jaguars team of last year or the team that we know the last 5 years? Leonard Fournette is coming back sometime soon. He posted the other day, he said, I'm glad to be back. Now, his numbers with Leonard Fournette are not amazing. 11-7, 25 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. That might not blow you away, but the comfort that he has with a running back like that allows a quarterback that has struggled a little bit to play better. And not to mention the next 4 games. Colts, winnable game. Steelers, who they beat up on last year. Bills, very winnable game. And then the Colts again. So these next 4 weeks are very big for the season. If they can kind of reverse what they just did, losing 4 and winning 4 in a row, it'll give Blake Bortles the confidence and the team enough confidence to rally around the quarterback, and he could have a great second half of the season.
Hey, what? I want someone in my life to have my back like you got Blake Bortles' back. I'm serious.
I can't quit him, Treggs.
I'm being dead serious.
I can't quit him.
You've had this guy's back.
I've seen some good moments. I've seen some good moments. And, I played with quarterbacks that were constantly criticized. So there's something about Blake Bortles and what he means at that time.
I respect that. I'm going to go with a quarterback who I think is going to be playing loose, playing free, and is playing with really house money right now. I think Baker Mayfield's got a cool second half of the season coming up. Fire his head coach, fire his offensive coordinator, and I think his best game as a pro wasn't the Week 3 game against the Jets that everyone raves about. It was last week. I thought he went toe-to-toe with Mahomes, and if the defense can make a stop and if you can maybe convert one of these 2-point conversions, maybe we're talking about a Browns upset last week. Mahomes stole the show, but Mayfield played really well and moved the ball up and down the field. They started using Duke Johnson, and I think there's something cool when you start hearing from people in the organization, which I did, is that Baker seems energized. He seems enthused. He seems loose.
And that coaching change helps that?
I think the coaching changes everything. I think when you've got 2 offensive minds that view themselves as great offensive minds, and they are respected offensive minds, and Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley both in your ear, it gets clouded for a young kid, clouded for a rookie. Freddie Kitchens was like, let's go out there and let's do our thing. Baker looked very, very liberated on Sunday. I think he's going to have a great second half of the season.
I totally agree with pretty much everybody's call, especially with Fournette being back. Another running back coming back is Dalvin Cook. So I'll bring it full circle and go back to Everson and those Vikings. I think they're really scary. I think Aaron Rodgers, they're not looking so great in that division. Do I trust the Bears completely? They're just going to take the division? I don't know. The Vikings are going to look better and better as they have with their run game improving. Their offensive line, we know there's been a lot of combinations, a lot of injuries, a lot of shuffling, but they're sort of figuring it out as the season goes on, kind of like they did last year with Case Keenum. Dalvin Cook was back last week. He was dealing with a hamstring injury, kept him off the field. He had 10 carries for 89 yards, 4 grabs for 20 yards. That's over 100 yards in his first week back. Most importantly, he left the game quietly. There were no setbacks. There was none of that chatter about, he needs another week off or anything like that. If they're running, and Latavius Murray, we trust him to be a thing as well, they're going to be scary down the stretch.
He busted that big
really
run, too, didn't he?
He looked good.
Like a 70-yarder. That was huge.
Hate to admit it, but those Vikings are looking great right now. Up